and it's uncomfortable. And that's why people don't do it though. That's why people don't grow, because they like to stay comfortable. One day your life is gonna flash before you. Just make sure it was worth watching. The biggest turning point for me, bro, is I left Sheffield, Alabama. Sheffield High School was like this small kind of ghetto school. So it was probably 99% black, right? You might have 1 or 2 white people in the whole school. And I transferred and left there to go over to Muscle Shoals, which was known as more so like a preppier school. You know, like the only black people that went to the school was really athletes, right? So it instantly got me out of that environment to here, and it gave me a little bit of diversity to learn how to like speak and talk to, you know, different kinds of people from different backgrounds. And my first eye-opening moment to like really tell me I always wanted more in life is I got invited over to one of my friend's house in 9th grade, and his dad owned a Ford dealership and they had an elevator in their house. And I had never seen no shit like that before in my life. Like they had so many nice things. And instead of me like being jealous of that or like envying that, I like had a desire to go figure out how to get that for myself and my family. And ever since then, bro, I've been on a mission to figure this money thing out, because I learned early on in life that we live on an economic planet. So every single decision that we make every day is gonna be based off money somehow. We're driving in a car right now. It costs money to drive, to put gas in. We have to eat every day. That costs money to go eat. If you have a kid, you have to go buy diapers. That costs money. So you have to get familiar with money and become best friends with money to understand it, to acquire that, to have the life that you want to live. So I've literally just been chasing money since I was 13, 14 years old, bro, trying to figure it out. And I got there by having the right mentors in my life.
I think we're going to start there, because what you just said about that elevator was huge. You could have easily looked at that, Chase, and gone, oh, I'm not that kind of person, I'm never going to get that. But that's the turning point. That mindset, in my eyes, single-handedly has brought you to where you are, because that's so pivotal. You could have looked at that and said, that's not me, I can't do that. But Chase, you looked at that and you said, why can't I do that? Exactly. I want to do that. So how else has that applied in your life? Or is there other principles out of that, what you just told me, that I didn't just reach out of that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I literally applied that same concept from me leaving Sheffield, a small town, no real money there, to moving over to Muscle Shoals, which was more expensive to live there. You know, families are making more money there. Household income the average household income in Muscle Shoals is way higher than Sheffield. So I put myself in an environment that was surrounded by more money and forced me to learn how to make more, to be in that environment. So I just applied that to my entire life. So then I moved and went to college, went to Birmingham. Even more expensive, living in Vestavia Hills. All right, it's one of the richest places to live in Alabama. Cost of living is more expensive. It teaches me to make more money. I left, I moved to Pennsylvania, where I've never been before in my life. That's uncomfortable. As humans, we only grow when we're uncomfortable. We don't grow when we're comfortable, right? Yeah. We could be laying in the bed tonight, and you know, if it's 62 degrees, AC is blasting, you're comfy in your covers, man, you can almost have to pee on yourself, and you still don't want to get out of that bed because it's so comfortable, right? But if you wake up in the middle of the night and the AC had turned off and it's 78, 80 degrees in your room, you're gonna get up to go turn that AC on because you're uncomfortable. So that's when we move as humans, when we're uncomfortable. So I've literally just set myself up to be comfortable being uncomfortable, right? Coming downtown to live in Nashville. It's not cheap to live downtown Nashville, right? Right? So that forces me to make more income. We are literally quadrupling our rent. We're moving to Miami in 4 days, bro. Quadrupling our rent to move there. That's gonna be very uncomfortable. So where I'm at right now, I've hit the $1 million range. I'm trying to get to 5, I'm trying to get to 10, $20 million. So what do I have to do? I have to go surround myself and place myself in that environment with people doing that, so that I can acquire that and learn how to do it. And it's uncomfortable. And that's why people don't do it though. That's why people don't grow, because they like to stay comfortable. They like the 9-to-5 job because it's secure, it's comfortable. They don't have to stress, they don't have to worry. They're getting paid every week as long as they go to work. I don't operate like that. I don't operate like that. And if you want to achieve every endeavor you want in life, you can't operate in the comfort zone. The comfort zone is the danger zone. Got me?
I completely understand, because that's so true. I have nothing to bounce off of, because you hit every other nail on the head. But say there's somebody out there who has that 9-to-5, or they want more, they just don't know how to get there, or they don't know how to put themselves in that uncomfortable position, or obviously it takes discipline to build that callus of being uncomfortable. You can do that now easier than somebody else who hasn't, because you've done it so many times. You're familiar with being uncomfortable. Somebody who hasn't, who wants that, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to, first and foremost, find a mentor. Find someone who you can relate to. You desire to have the life that they live currently. They can show proof of that, and they're a good person. Do whatever you can to get a part or to get around that individual, because they're going to teach you everything that you need to know to acquire that. So you have to get around that. And man, that was the most important thing I ever did was mentorship, bro. I preach this all the time so much, and it gets watered down a lot of times. But who taught you how to ride a bike?
My parents.
That's a mentor.
Wow.
Someone who teaches you how to do something on your own, that is a mentor. And the word mentor just gets watered down so much that people take that word for granted. But everything that I have today is because I had the right mentors in my life that teach me how to get it. That's all it comes down to. That answer your question?
It does. You hit on earlier about how your basketball and football, right? Basketball, how those two people were role models as a mentor to you. How I understand that, because it's so applicable. Sports, you got discipline, drive, whatever. What were some of the key principles that has taught you that have still stuck with you today? And would you be where you are without those two mentors?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Wow. Yeah, all credit goes to my mentors and God. Like without that, absolutely, I'm nothing. I'm nothing, because all the information I have today, God put me in that position to be around them, and they gave me access to that information, and I just applied it and executed it. That's all that was. So from sports, I would say the biggest thing is sports is a team game. You know, a lot of people fail in business and in life because they're so caught up in wanting to be the face and the star and to get all the recognition. And what people don't realize is you don't have to be a star to have a star position. You understand that? You don't have to be a star to have a star position. What that means is people let their egos get to them so much that the team would be better off winning if you took more shots than me. But my ego and my pride, hey, I want to be the guy. I want to be the man that scores all the points. We may not win as many games, but I don't care. I want to be known as the one. Those are the people who fail in life. Those are the people who lose. The selfish people. So when you're on a winning team, which every single team I was on at Muscle Shoals, we were in a winning program. So I learned that. I could have stayed at Sheffield and probably broke every single record there. Scoring wise, I could have broke every record there, hands down. But we were losing. We were losing. We never won. Every single year, football, basketball, we lost. We got our heads beat in every single game. And I got tired of that because I like winning. I like winning. I hate losing more than I like winning. So I hated losing so bad, I knew I needed to change. And that's why I left Sheffield to go to Muscle Shoals. And I wasn't the best person at Muscle Shoals. I had to take a back seat to a lot of different people. But I was willing to do that to win. People were not willing to do that. I was willing to get up and clap for others and to clap for my teammates. People wonder why they're not winning in life is because they won't clap for others.
Wow.
Simple as that.
Yeah. Man, that one stuck with me. That's huge. one of your main things is, I'm going to completely butcher it, but you'll succeed by helping others succeed. And you said that just there, by clapping for others. How do you see the results of that? Because obviously there's fulfillment in helping others, but it's probably not set in stone. Okay, Chase, you helped this person and did this, so God's going to reward you by doing this.
Yeah, and that's just having faith. It's all operating by faith. I can't tell you, before I charged $25,000 for my mentorship program. I can't tell you how much information I gave out for free and how many people I stayed on a 3-hour phone call with, just giving everything I had for free for years before I ever made a penny. But what happened in that time frame is repetition and relationships. I built so many relationships with so many people, and I got better because of how much I was communicating. Communication is the highest paying skill in the world. You master communication, you will never have to worry about money ever again. So that led me to where I am right now, to be able to communicate all of these points, to communicate credit, to communicate funding, because I spent so much time giving out so much free game to people. And that's why people pay me what they pay me, because I have proven results from people over the years before I ever made $1 on it. And people get so caught up in just making money right now, when no, you have to serve first. You have to serve first, and then you get rewarded. Serve first, then you get rewarded. When you're at a nice restaurant, do you tip your server before the food or after, when you get a check?
Man, you do it after.
Because you got served first. You get paid based on your service. I've served so many people and helped so many lives. That's why I get paid what I get paid today. Does that make sense?
It does. I used to do photography for free for so long because I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I would give people 40, 50 edited Photoshop photos for free, Chase, because I love doing it. Would you say you love this credit thing because you would not do all of these years of what you did if you didn't enjoy doing it?
Bro, I have a passion and a love for helping people, and credit is just my vehicle. So I always tell people, the biggest fucking myth ever told, especially about older people, no offense to old people, but the biggest fucking myth ever told is find something you love to do. Find something you love to do. That's the biggest hunk of bullshit. No.
Really?
No. Because if I'm gonna be honest with you, I love sitting on the couch, being lazy, eating a bag of Doritos and watching football. That don't pay me. That doesn't pay the family. That doesn't help me help other people. So what you want to do is find something that's going to make you the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time, so that you can go do the things you love to do. Does that make sense?
It does.
Did that answer your question?
It does, yeah.
Okay.
It does. You're the third person, second. I didn't grow up with a father. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you didn't either.
Nah.
I don't know if you know him. Sean Kaplan didn't grow up with one either. But despite all of that, look at the man who we are and who I'm becoming. How would you say how has growing up with a single mom impacted you? And do you think you would be the man who you are today if you did have that father figure?
That's a tough question. Because if I answer that and say I would be a better man if I had a dad in my life, then that would kind of knock what my mom did. And I would never do that, because she literally done everything possible that she could do for me. And I love her to death and forever grateful for her for doing that. But there's certain things that a mom can't teach a boy how to become a man that a dad can. And so there's probably some things in my life that maybe I wouldn't have got in trouble. Maybe I wouldn't have made some of the mistakes I made in business, and even like legality that I made, that I probably wouldn't have if I would have had a role model male figure like my dad in my life, my entire life. Possibly, but I mean, it's kind of one of those things like, what if? You know what I mean? What if?
Man.
But I will say this, not having a dad in my life and seeing how my dad was made me want to be the best man I could possibly be. I will say that. Having the absence of a father and dad made me want to be the best man I could potentially be, and the best husband that I could potentially be, because seeing my mom struggle on her own for so many years, like I wanted to make it a point that, hey, I would never leave my wife hanging like that. That will never happen. So I want to be like the best husband possible, because my dad was never the best husband. Yeah.
Speaking of which, that's your wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long have y'all been married?
So we've been together 5.5 years. We just got married last month.
Wow, man, congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it, brother.
I hear all of the time how the biggest decision you can make is your partner, because that can either, for lack of a better term, make or break the rest of your life. What do you look for? I don't know what the question I'm asking is, but because I feel like God's gonna put that special woman in my life when it's time. I'm not actively looking for it, but what are the qualities, and how do you know that you found the one?
Man, it's so fucking tough, man, because this is my 3rd time trying this, man. I got married and divorced young when I was 21 years old. It lasted maybe a year. I got engaged after that. That lasted like a year and a half. And I said, you know what, I'm done. I'm gonna be a bachelor the rest of my life. I'm done trying this fucking marriage shit. It's just not for me, right? And then I met Cass, my beautiful, amazing wife. And man, we just had everything in common. Like, we were literally best friends. Like, you won't see me hanging out with many guy friends much at all, because I hang out with my best friend every day, which is my wife. Like, and she loves everything I love. I love everything she loves. And I mean, just from the first time we met, I mean, we had everything in common, and we just enjoyed each other and just loved each other. And I think when you don't go looking for it is when you find it, because she had just got out of a relationship. I had just ended my engagement, and I was totally done. She was totally done. And then we met, and it just happened. So I think when you like go forcing it and really trying to look for it, I think that's when issues come about, because when you're trying to force it and you're looking for it, you'll overlook red flags in the beginning. And then those red flags are not sustainable over time. So what happens is, when you're with a partner that's not the right partner for you, you'll overlook those red flags in the honeymoon phase. And a year, year and a half, 2 years later, you damn near hate each other, because it's no longer sustainable to overlook those red flags. And that's why it ends and doesn't work out. We didn't have any red flags in the beginning. Like, I still feel like we're in our honeymoon phase 5 years later, because we're the exact same person. And the most important thing is to be 100% authentic and honest with each other. Like, that's another thing that's not sustainable. Damn, the helicopter's loud.
Yeah, where?
Another thing.
That's right.
Another thing that's not sustainable is putting on a different image of who you really are. Like, saying everything that girl wants to hear so that you get in her pants, or that she falls in love with you. That shit isn't sustainable for you to keep doing that. So eventually you're gonna stop doing it. So if you don't buy roses for your girl every Friday and open the door for her every time you get in the car, if that's not your thing, that's not what you do, but you start doing that in the beginning, that's not sustainable. It's gonna burn out. And then when you stop doing it, she's gonna be looking at you like, what the hell? Like, why did it stop? You used to do all this, you changed. When really you didn't change, the real you just came out. You understand? So we were just extremely honest, brutally upfront with each other. And so all the positive after that was just bonuses to make us fall in love even more, because we didn't fake anything, we didn't hide anything. Yeah.
I love that answer, man. Man, what a bad podcast. I had a question, but I know not to worry about the question I'm going to ask and just listen to what you're going to say. Oh, it was such a good one, too.
Take your time.
Yeah, take my time. Yeah, this is only my second ever podcast.
Yeah,
so I
this
guess
is my first only podcast.
Yeah.
I've never done a podcast, bro. So
You did talk earlier about communication, and I can talk about that too. If you have two people preaching the exact same thing, one of them is like, and then you have somebody else who's incredibly articulate, that's huge. So how would you, I know on paper it's just communicate more, just practice not saying filler words, but somebody out there who is socially anxious, they don't know how to communicate, they say like all the time, how did you do it? Or what would you tell somebody else?
Be okay with looking like a fool, and be okay with people laughing at you, because just like anything else in life, you're gonna fucking suck at it in the beginning. So get that suckness out of the way as fucking fast as possible. All right. So if you're shy, if you're nervous to talk to strangers, fucking go talk to as many strangers as fast as you can. If you're camera shy, if you're scared to get on camera, take a selfie and record yourself talking, do it every fucking day, 20 times a day. Because you're going to get better. You have no choice but to get better. We evolve as humans. The more you do something, the better you get. So you just got to do it. Be okay with being uncomfortable, because this shit is uncomfortable. And that is literally, that's what, you know what keeps people poor?
What? Tell me, Chase.
The thing that keeps people poor is they're scared of looking like a fool to poor people.
Wow.
You understand that? What keeps people poor is they're scared of looking like a fool to poor people. Rich people and successful people will never criticize you. They will always support you and say, keep going, man. You got it. It's going to be the poor people that's at your level or below this that laughs at you and talks about you. They're not going to be the people that make you rich. There's a stranger out there that is waiting on you, that they can relate to you. You are their person. They're waiting on you to get on social media. They're waiting to talk to you to change their life and their situation. Doesn't matter if you get 7 views or 7 million views. It doesn't matter. Start. Do it early, do it often. That's how you get better at anything. That's how you get better at anything. But that's what keeps people poor, man. They're scared of what poor people are going to think about them. Like, think about that.
It makes sense, because I knew it's like poor people like to look rich, you know, with like the, like, I mean, I guess I'm an example of that. You know, I got this chain. Rich or poor people like to look rich, and then rich people, like, it's the other way around. So absolutely, I can attest to that. You said something earlier about compounding, about you do the same action over and over again. You're gonna get better at it.
Yep.
Chase, I look back at our previous conversation, and you told me like, hey bro, you look nervous, and you know, on me, I can't see me, so I didn't know I was nervous, but I didn't know it reflected out like that. And I look back at our voice memos, and I would ask a question, and I would like question stack, or I would ramble on, and then, like, for example, my favorite question is, one microphone, 8 billion people, what do you say? When I asked it to you the first time, I was like, you have one microphone, and it connects to 8 billion people, and you have one message, or you have 8, like, I just kept going. And now I just hit him with that, Chase. One microphone, 8 billion people, one message. What do you say?
See? Reputation.
Because I've done it so many times.
Repetition.
I look back at the old ones and I cringe because it's so bad, and now I know not to make the same mistake again. Oh, I'm talking too fast.
Right.
Let me talk slower. Oh, I rambled my question. Let me not do it that time.
Yep.
Constructive criticism. Let's do that. This is my favorite thing ever, Chase. You can have 2 people and you tell them, hey, you're doing this wrong. Try to do it like this. One of them, you just attack their ego, Chase. That they're hurt by that. They'll get defensive. They can't stand that. The other person, oh, I didn't recognize that flaw in myself, Chase. I appreciate you bringing that out. Is that applicable to you? Because it's applicable to me, and I'm so grateful I have it. What would you say to somebody who isn't like that? Because it's absolutely life-changing if you can not take criticism too hard and take it, oh, I am wrong. I am wrong. Those 3 words, I am wrong.
It just goes back to early days when we were talking sports. It's just being coachable. It's just being coachable, right? My coaches yelled and cussed me out all the time. I could have folded and said, you ain't gonna talk to me like that. That's what most people do. You ain't gonna talk to me. That's having lack of emotional IQ. If you can't control your emotions, if something someone else says to you can control your entire body, mouth, and response, they have control over your life. So first and foremost, you have to learn how to control your emotions, put emotions to the side and use logic and think, ask yourself this question: why is this person telling me this? Because a statement closes the mind, a question opens the mind. If you say something, "Oh, you ain't gonna talk to me like that," that's a statement. Brain shuts down, zero creativity, you lack any intelligence. But if you say, I wonder why he said that to me. Now the brain is open, it gets creative. Now you start putting things together like, oh, okay, I see. Okay, I see what he was talking about here. Okay, I need to change that, I need to tweak that. Question opens the mind, statement closes the mind. Same thing goes for money. When I was growing up, my mom all the time, we can't afford that. Stop looking at that, put it down, we can't afford that. That's a statement. It's a statement. Brain shuts down. Instead, if she would have said, man, you really like that toy, huh? And how can I afford to get you that, man, for Christmas? Uh-oh, now we get creative. Brain is open. Brain is open. Now the universe is open to us. Now we start receiving mentors. Now we start receiving opportunities to make more money to go acquire that. You understand? Statement closes the mind. Question opens the mind.
Growth and fixed mindset. That's either you're successful or you're not. I fully believe, Chase, that 99% of the things or the beliefs that we have, they can change. Chase, I used to have the worst anger issues. I would be so verbal. I would sit here and I'd be passive aggressive and condescending. I thought it was a part of my identity, Chase, but no. I was able to somehow have a growth mindset. Chase, if every other person around me doesn't get angry the way I do, there's something about me. Having a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. There's somebody out there watching this who's fixed-minded. I fully believe, and you can fully believe, that they can change. Their mindset, their limiting beliefs, it can change.
Absolutely.
What would you say to them?
You have to want it to change. Anybody can change. Anybody can do better. Anybody can better their income. Is how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? You know what I mean? It's like anything else in life. What's one thing that you want so bad right now? Give me an example. If I ask you the question, brother, what's one thing that you want more than anything right now? What is it? What would that be?
Full-time podcast.
Full-time podcast. What are we doing right now?
Podcast.
And what are you in right now?
A Lamborghini, man.
For your first time, right?
Yeah, second podcast in a Lambo.
Why? Because you wanted it so fucking bad.
Oh, yeah.
Prime example. See how I just did that?
I do.
You wanted a podcast. You wanted to be in a Lambo so bad that you figured out a way to make it happen. You're here. We'll let that guy pass. So to answer your question, for anyone out there who's looking to change, they have to want to change it first. If they don't want to change it, it won't happen. I can want to change something for somebody more than they want change, and it will never happen. They gotta want it more than me, or it just ain't gonna happen.
Exactly, Chase. Because obviously with anger, I've had counselors tell me my whole life, oh, deep breathe, whatever, and it never worked.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I sat down and I was like, okay, I'm the problem. I have to change. I think it's crazy that other people couldn't make me change. I had people, 18 years of my life, Chase, people told me, my anger's a problem, you gotta change, try this, but it didn't work. It took me to change.
So watch this. That is huge what you just said. You said I had to look in the mirror. I had to look and say I needed to change. What was that spark? What did you see to say, oh, hold on, I gotta change this?
It was a relationship that God put in my life. We worked together, relationship. What would happen is she would do something and it would like slightly make me upset. But instead of putting it at that level, I would explode up here. And then that would happen, Chase. I'd be right here. And then the next day would happen. This conflict that happened right here, Chase, it hasn't been resolved yet. It's only been a day. And then she'd do some slight, insignificant thing. And then it happened again. It would repeat, Chase. And in the moment, I didn't know that. I never saw that. It wasn't until she broke up with me because of my anger that I was like, oh, okay, this is a problem. Because what would happen, Chase, is we would get into an argument, and then whatever the argument was, oh, this very specific exact thing that I said, just never say that again. I say that when I used to do anger content, what I would say all the time, Chase, this hits the nail on the head. That was nice. Every time I would get angry, Chase, I would cut off the branch, but I never cut off the root. I couldn't find the root. I didn't know where the root was. But that breakup helped me realize, oh, I have roots. Let me cut them off. Let me figure out why I have my roots, Chase. And 6 months later, I'm more emotionally intelligent than most of my peers around me, and I'm so grateful for that. Because if God didn't put that relationship in my path, I'd probably still be angry, Chase. I'd probably still be crashing out on people.
So would you say that those times where you would get so upset, would you say it's because you were pointing the finger at her, saying she was the reason why I was getting mad? Reason why I asked you that is because self-awareness is what allowed you to break out of that. It's what allowed you to look in the mirror and look at your own self. The reason why people can't look at their own self is because it's actually hard. I'll give you an example. We can be standing around a group of 10 people and you can have bad breath. Everyone in the room will smell it and know that you have bad breath except for you. And your nose is located right above your mouth. We all know you have bad breath, but you don't. It's because it's easy to see what's wrong with someone else, but not yourself. It's easy to point the finger at this person saying, this is the reason why, this is the problem, they do this, it causes me to do that, instead of looking in the mirror and reflecting to say, no, I'm the problem. This is what I have to work on. I lack this here. People lack self-awareness.
They do. Chase, how would you, somebody who lacks self-awareness, maybe me 2 years ago before I figured out my anger, how would you, because I don't think you could tell me, hey, Joey, don't be angry, but somebody who lacks self-awareness, maybe in other aspects, what would you tell them?
Take time to recon. Take time to process things and not reminisce. Because people only really tend to think about the past when they're reminiscing a certain life that they miss or they wish they can go back to because they're not there now. Don't look back for those reasons. Look back on things and wonder and ask yourself, why didn't I get that job after I did that interview? Why did I get fired? Why did that relationship not work out? And look at it from you, not the other person, not the company, not anything like that. Look back on you. What could I have done better that, hey, I could have saved that relationship if I did X? Or, hey, I would have got that job for sure if I would have done X. I wouldn't have got fired if I done X. Take time to recon. I've reconned my entire life, brother. I've been to prison. I've been fired from every job I've ever worked at in my life. I took time to recon. What the fuck landed me in every single one of those situations? Guess what the answer to that is? Me. Wherever you go, there you are. It's always your fault, good or bad. Whatever happens to you doesn't happen for you. It doesn't happen to you. It happens because of you. Whatever happens to you does not happen to you. It happens because of you. Always remember that. It's always your fault, good or bad. If you get rich, it's your fault. If you stay poor, it's your fault.
It's my fault.
It's your fucking fault. It's your fault. If your podcast doesn't grow, it's your fault. If it grows, it's your fault. Wherever you go, there you are, brother.
Wow.
It's always on you.
I like that.
So recon. I would tell that person, literally recon every single scenario in your life and ask yourself why that happened and then fix it. Then fix it. But the first thing is diagnosing the problem. You know why doctors get paid so much money?
Watch this.
Diagnosis. You don't know what's wrong with you. That's why you go to the doctor. If you knew what was wrong with you, you wouldn't go. You'd just fix it. Damn, I'm having pain here. I don't know what's causing that pain. Let me go to the doctor. He's going to diagnose it for me.
Wow.
Being able to diagnose the problem. You can't solve the problem until you know what the problem is and what started it. Once you diagnose it, then you're able to fix it.
Oh, amen. Yeah, because I couldn't change it until I knew the problem was a problem.
Exactly.
You said something earlier, and you said, don't blame the other person, or don't wonder what the other person did, don't wonder what the company did. And I think that's interesting, Chase, because a big part of me becoming emotionally intelligent is I didn't understand why my anger was the way I was, and what I did was I put myself in my ex-girlfriend's position, and then all of a sudden, oh, that's a terribly mean thing to say. There's no reason for me to say that if I were to regulate, and then I could communicate that same point like this, instead of yelling at her, going like, rah.
Exactly.
Give him a few minutes. Hey, X, what you did, it made me feel like this. XYZ. And then, because what I would do is I would be so angry, so I'd come at it immediately, I'd start yelling, but the first time I ever did that, it was insane to me that if I somehow calmed myself down first,
Yep.
communicated in a healthy way, and then Chase, they don't get upset when I communicate, that's crazy.
There you go. That's it. That's it. Being able to self-reflect. That's you being self-aware, brother. That's huge. That's huge. People lack that. That's hard for a lot of people. It's like I told you. Could be 10 people in the room. Your breath stinks. You don't know it, but everyone else in the room knows it. And it's easy to say what's wrong with someone else, but not what's wrong with yourself. It's hard to admit, too. It's an ego thing. Got to put the pride to the side, man. Pride and ego keeps more people poor and stuck in the same position than anything.
Wow, yeah.
I was never afraid to reach out and ask for help. I was never afraid to say, hey, I don't know how to do this. I didn't care if people thought I was dumb or stupid. I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
But people, man, I'll be 32 years old tomorrow, next month. How old is Blake?
It turns 23 in May, I believe.
23. I'm going to have Blake build my entire funnel and systems for me because I don't know how to grow my funnels like he does for my business. Most people, he's a younger dude. He doesn't know what he's doing. Even though he has the proof right there to show you.
Yeah.
That's pride and ego. And that will keep your ass broke and stuck. I don't care your skin color, your race, your religion, how old you are. If you know more than I know, I'm going to tell you, I don't know that. How can I learn that? I don't have any pride and ego. I don't care what people think about me. I'm going to ask because I want to learn, because I want to continue to grow. And that's how you grow.
I love that, man, because you could absolutely... It goes back to growth mindset.
Mm-hmm.
It's all fixer growth mindset.
Mm-hmm.
It all goes back to that.
100%.
Chase, what I want to know is the way that you are building and are successful now is way different than how you started. The way because you don't do the same things that you do now that you used to. So what was that process like the first year, the first 2 years, the first few months of you growing up, not knowing what the heck you're doing? What was that like?
Give me a specific example. What do you mean by growing with what I don't know what I'm doing? Like early on in business, early on in life, trying to find a job. Business. I failed fast, and that's why I learned fast. People go the safe route, and they don't take the risk that's necessary for them to grow and learn and go fast, and that's why it delays their success. And sometimes they never get there. So when I jumped into my roofing company, I was 25 years old, had no fucking idea about roofing, about business. I literally saw an opportunity and I just went for it. One of my mentors told me a long time ago, Chase, commit first, figure the rest out later. Commit first, figure the rest out later. And that's what I've done with all of my businesses, with everything. I didn't know how the fuck I was gonna turn this brand new roofing company into $1 million business in 6 months. Had no idea, but I did it. I learned along the way. I YouTubed along the way.
YouTube is
I YouTubed along the way, and then I got creative. Because see, man, I'm giving them a lot of gems right now. I hope they enjoy this. Because I paid over $300,000 in mentorship over the last 8 to 10 years, learning all this information. Mentor told me, He told me to commit first, figure the rest out later. He told me the two things that keep people broke more than anything is laziness and lack of resourcefulness. So Chase, whatever you do, don't be lazy, get up off your ass, always be in places. And the second thing is be resourceful. Use tools, use things to be creative, to learn. So how can I relate that to the roofing business? When I started the roofing business, I told you I didn't know anything about it. I had to YouTube how to put a roof on, right? Mm-hmm. Then I started selling so many roofs because I was good at sales at the time, because I had left a roofing sales position to start my own roofing company, because I made the most money I ever made in my life working as just a salesman for a roofing company. I was making $10K a month. I was like, oh my God, I'm rich, right? And then I started crunching the numbers. I'm like, hold on. Selling a roof for $50,000. I'm getting paid a $3,000 to $5,000 commission. How much are they making? They're paying me that. I start asking questions. Question opens the mind, statement closes the mind, right? Right? So I start asking these questions, and I start breaking down the numbers. I'm like, oh shit, these profit margins are crazy. Fuck that, I quit. I quit the next day. Moving with speed. Success loves speed. Money loves speed. So as soon as I crunched those numbers and I saw that opportunity in that market, I quit. Quit the next day, started my own roofing company. Had no idea I needed equipment. Had no idea I needed subcontractors. Had no idea I needed to go get a net 30 account to get the products to sell. Had no idea about lead generation, nothing. Had no plan. I just said, I saw the numbers, I'm gonna do this. Quit, started my own roofing company, and literally just attacked it. And I wasn't lazy. I was going to all of these business seminars. I was active. I was going around door knocking. I was going out handing out my cards. And then I started becoming resourceful. I'm like, all right, how the fuck am I gonna find good employees? Started going on Craigslist. I was getting like a lot of drug addicts that I was like interviewing. I'm like, oh, fuck, man, I'm not gonna find any good people, man. How the fuck am I gonna find good people? Yeah. Oh my God. Be resourceful, Chase. Use tools. Literally, when it stood outside of Home Depot every single day for 8 hours for a week, because I thought to myself, man, where do good contractors, where are they at? Oh my God, they're shopping every day at Home Depot. Fuck that, I'm going to standing outside Home Depot all day. Every day for a week. I hired 15 of the best contractors in the city to sub out my work. And I paid them more than what they were getting paid at their current company. And I took an initial loss in the beginning just to acquire my team to get the ground running. Once I expanded to 35 employees, 6 months later, I made my first million. Speed. Not being lazy and being resourceful. That's what got me there.
Wow. There's so many things I can go off of that. Putting yourself, because we can talk all day, Chase, about principles, about long-term gratification, whatever. But it is until you're in a position like that roofing where you fail. Like you actually are in a position. Like right now, working with Blake and everybody, you know, I did dishes. I told you I did dishes, and you know, it's a Sunday morning. You know, it'd be busy, it'd be stressful. Right. But Chase, there's no other stress like, just on paper. If we stop working, we stop making contact for a month, the business will crumble. And that pressure that sits on top of you, you can't make that up. So What would you tell? Because going back, no matter what we say, there is nothing more applicable than actually being in a position for you to learn where you fail every single day, where you do those risks. What would you say to somebody who's looking for that position, or does that make sense?
Yeah, I would say, going off the pressure point you made, pressure is a privilege. Do you know what I mean by that?
Oh, man.
You know what I mean by that?
Oh, wow. No, I don't.
Pressure is a privilege. So let's take it back to sports, since we talked about sports earlier. End of the game, it's 5 seconds left in the game. You're down by 2. You need a basket to tie it up and go into overtime, or you need a 3 to win the game. That's pressure, right? Who's going to get the ball at the end of the game? The guy on the bench or the best player on the team? Pressure is a privilege. So the guy, the best player on that team, he has pressure to make that shot because he's in position. That's a privilege. You have a privilege when you're the best. You have a privilege when pressure is applied to you. If you don't have any pressure on you, you're not doing shit. No. You're not contributing. You don't have anybody counting on you or depending on you. Pressure is a privilege.
Wow. That I've never heard that one before. That's a good one.
Yeah. Pressure's a privilege. That's a good thing.
Chase, is there any other nugget, any piece of wisdom, anything that you want to say that you would love to hit on that I just haven't opened up for you?
I think there's a couple things. I think we should keep it rolling a little bit. What do you think?
I was gonna say I'd love to do this all day if you have time.
Yeah.
Time's our only constraint right now. So
Yeah. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling.
I'm so grateful. Just at some point, could we like rip it? Because like
Oh,
I
for
said,
sure. We gotta give a
took,
pool.
You took my supercar virginity, man.
Yeah.
So it's
No,
only
for
right.
sure. No, we're definitely gonna get a pool in. What time is it? Will the traffic die down here in a second? We'll hop on the freeway and get a nice pool in.
Okay.
For sure.
I'm so grateful.
Matter of
We're
fact,
still
we'll go
going,
there.
probably. Yeah, we're still going.
Yeah. But no, keep it rolling. Talk to me.
Keep it rolling. Yeah. So, is there any gem, anything that I didn't say that like, or a story that you have, or a nugget that you want to tell people that I didn't hit on that you would love to preach to somebody?
I want to give them something good. I have a lot. I want to give them something really good. Something that we haven't touched on possibly. Choices create circumstances, decisions dictate your destiny. We all have a choice in life. What decision you make is going to determine the outcome of your life. You understand?
A little bit.
So, a lot of people complain about not having the opportunity or never getting given a chance to do something. When we all have a choice to do something to become a better person, true?
Mm-hmm.
So if we make that decision to do that and become a better person, that is going to dictate our destiny in placing someone in our life to give us that opportunity because we became a better person. So we all have a choice. We all have a choice. Choices create circumstances. Decisions dictate your destiny. Does that make sense now?
It does. Yeah.
You had a choice to stay where you were at, washing dishes. That's a circumstance. You made a decision to leave, to become a better person, to become a bigger person, to have more influence, to start something yourself. This is going to dictate your destiny and how you grow. You understand?
Chase, I mean, I love how every single like success principle goes back, because I look back at my cute little Spotify Wrapped. Chase, I listened to 40,000 minutes of podcasts when I did dishes because I wanted to grow so bad, Chase. Getting better at doing these, because what I would do is I did car photography, like I said, and for the longest time, Chase, I wanted to do a photo shoot with an exotic car, a Lamborghini, because I knew my skills were at that point, but I didn't know how to get a client. Chase, I probably sent 30 to 40 DMs on Instagram and approached 10 or 15 more in person, and then one day I just woke up. If you have a Lamborghini, Chase, and I don't, you're no different than me, but you know something I don't. And that's when I started doing these interviews. And then that's when I interviewed you, and I do it over and over again, and I get better, and I put in more reps. Chase, because I love doing it, I would have done it for so long. Chase, I kept telling myself, there was not a doubt in my mind that if I kept doing this, every single Bulls and Bagels, every single 111, that eventually the right person would recognize me, and I'd subsequently get an opportunity from my decisions, from the circumstance of me putting myself in the position of talking to these entrepreneurs, that inevitably, it was, I don't know what you would call it, putting in so many reps. Of course, and eventually it's going to happen.
Absolutely.
You roll a dice so many times, eventually you're going to land six, or you're going to roll a 6 10 times in a row. So,
want me to give you a gem to back what you just said?
What you got?
In the very beginning, when you were washing dishes? You said you listen to podcasts over and over and over, right? Remember this: what entertains you trains you. What entertains you trains you.
Oh man.
You go through listening to rap music all day, every day, all day, every day. You're gonna be influenced and trained what they're saying. They're always talking about beating women, having sex with all type of different women, doing drugs, popping mollies, getting drunk every weekend. If you constantly listen to that, and that's entertaining you, it's gonna train you to do that. you're constantly listening to podcasts on how to get rich, how to grow a business, how to grow my mindset, how to become a better man, a better husband, it's going to train you to do that. What entertains you trains you. You're walking proof of that.
Thank you,
I'm walking
Chase.
proof of that. When I go to the gym, I listen to podcasts, I listen to audiobooks. I'm addicted to information because I've saw what information has done for me in my life. Information has done so much for me in my life that I'm addicted to it now. I'm always looking to learn. Let me learn something. Give it here. I'll learn it all. You don't want to read that book? Give it to me. I'll fucking read it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just how I am now. I'm addicted to information, man.
It's free too. These
fucking
podcasts are free, man.
It's fucking free. But people would rather binge watch Netflix, a fucking reality show, Real Housewives of Atlanta. You know what I mean?
I don't
Like,
know what.
shit like that has no substance, no value at all. It's just entertainment. But it's no value at all. I was never driven by entertainment. I didn't give a shit about entertainment. I gave a shit about changing my life and my circumstance. And I knew me laughing at this show, this pointless, wasn't going to get me to where I wanted to be. So I had to change something. That's when I became obsessed with reading books. And I hate fucking reading. It takes me forever to read. And I have ADHD, so I'll be reading, I'll get to the second page, read four pages, then I'll snap out of a zone. I'm like, fuck, I don't know what the hell I just read. I have to go back, flip back 3 more pages and start over. You know what I mean?
Way.
But I didn't care. I'd stuck with it. It takes me forever to read one book. But when I read one book, I read that book. And I know that book. And I go implement it and execute it.
That's you. Do you know Arlo? Real estate?
Oh, yeah.
I talked to, he was one of my first interviews that I actually had a voicemail
Really?
of. And, oh yeah, that's what he said. One of the first nuggets he gave me is he'll go to some conference or some whatever to learn, and you pay $3,000 to learn, but if you don't implement what you just learned, then there's no point.
No point. There's no point. You have to implement it. You have to execute it. It's not going to get done for you. All right, we're going to give her a nice pull up here.
Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. Bro. No, that downshift and then the pull was different, bro.
How'd that feel?
Bro. And that's every day? Does that never get old?
Every day. Never.
Never gets old. How can that get old?
Never gets old, bro.
Oh my goodness. What is it, 600 horsepower?
Yeah, a little over here.
A little something light, nothing crazy.
A little something like, nothing crazy.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing like Junior's or Paul.
Oh, man.
Nothing like that. But yeah, it never gets old, bro.
Yeah, that first one was insane, man.
Yeah.
That was different. Are we going again?
Why not, huh? You're not in any rush, are you?
Oh, no, not at all.
I'm sure they're enjoying it. They're not in any rush. They don't want to get off here yet.
Nah.
Keep giving them some more gems.
Yeah, because that too, I mean, in 5 years, because that's what I keep saying, in 5 years it'll be a top 10 podcast. God put that dream in my heart. Chase,
Yeah.
I don't know why he put it there, but I fully believe it. I'm putting steps in every day for it to be there. So
There you go.
right now it'll get 1 view, but in 5 years when this has several 100,000, everybody's going to see this.
Exactly. And he put that idea in your head and he put that on you, so it's now your duty to make it happen. Now it's bigger than you. Because remember, I told you earlier, it's someone out there waiting on you. They can relate to you and your story. They're waiting to hear your story that's going to impact and change their life. So you're not, if you quit this, you're not quitting and giving it up on you. You're giving up on everybody else that needed you. And always remember, success is determined by how many lives are better off because you live. You understand that?
I do.
Success is determined by how many lives are better off because you lived. So leave an impact.
That's like your main thing, right?
100%. So leave an impact.
I just came up with like my own quote because I don't think it's taken. And I said, what are the benefits of quitting? Like, if you quit, what are the benefits?
I like that. What are there?
There's none.
None.
There's not one.
None.
You can't name one.
Not one, brother.
And I know I already said it, but just like car photography, if I have to do this for 5 years and not make $1, I get the opportunity to talk to people like you. That's all I need. If I have to do this for free for my whole life, to talk to people like you.
And that's where the money is made. What you're doing right now, getting around people like this, and you're hearing and getting access to information, that's building your bank account. Because what you're doing right now, you need to understand, you're already a millionaire, your bank account is just pending.
Ooh. That's fire.
It's just pending.
Oh my
the
God.
check just ain't cleared yet.
Yeah.
It's gonna clear when you get access to the information and you implement it. That's when that check clears. You understand? Right now it's just pending.
The check is pending.
It's pending right now.
Wow.
Yeah,
See, my hopes are really high, bro, but
Yeah.
you've exceeded them. You're just going gem after, like, this is just, it's wheels of wisdom, and we're hitting that.
Yeah,
we're absolutely hitting that.
Gotta give it to him, man. If we're gonna name it Wheels of Wisdom, we gotta give it to him.
We gotta give it to them.
Yeah.
Your whole thing is credit cards. Obviously, early on, you probably didn't know what you're doing. I don't like the word mistake, but I'm gonna use it. What's the biggest mistake that you've made with credit cards early on? And how did you grow from that?
Well, I'll take you back to the very beginning of when I even started looking into credit. And because we didn't grow up learning these things in school about credit and taxes. And the two most important things as an adult is credit and taxes. Ain't that some shit? Right? And that's by design. But when I first started to understand credit is after my first divorce. So when we got divorced, we were co-signed on the car and the credit cards, right? Gave her everything, and the car ended up getting repoed. The cars didn't get paid. They got closed out, reported late payments. I didn't have any knowing of this. So I found out when I went to go try to get my own apartment, and I got declined. And I was like, why can't I get an apartment? They was like, well, it's because your credit. Like, what do you mean? Like, your credit score is too low. What is it, and what does it need to be? It's like a 400 something. So then that's when I knew immediately, like, oh shit, credit is fucking important. Like, that's important. I had the money to get the apartment. I had the money for first month's, last month's, and the deposit to sign the lease right away. I could afford it. I was making good money at a job. But I got declined because of my credit. Instantly from there, it like woke me up and I was like, okay, I understand we live in America, which is a debt-operated country, because just to give you a little education, back in 1971, President Nixon was the president. He was famous for taking America off the gold standard, and the American dollar became debt.
I watched that video you made,
You
man.
understand?
I was studying.
Yeah, so it became debt. So while people are trying to teach you and preach to you, get out of debt, why will we get out of debt when America is trillions of dollars in debt? I get out of debt when I live in a country that's in debt. What the fuck is the logic behind that? There is none. Okay, so learn how to get in debt and play the game that they're playing, right? So then I was like, all right, let me figure this thing out. So went searching, found some people in Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, that said they fixed credit. I was like, great. Paid them $3,000 that I didn't really have at the time. Paid them $3,000, they disappeared. They scammed me.
Wow.
They took my money. Never heard from them ever again. So now I don't really have any money to do anything else or pay anybody else. So I'm like, fuck, I gotta figure this thing out. So I studied consumer law for 18 months. Got my certificate in FCRA laws, learned my consumer rights, and I built myself up, fixed my own credit, and built it up to an 800 credit score.
Wow.
Then I helped my mom. Then I helped my younger brother. I said, oh shit, kind of got the hang of this thing. I might can turn this into a business one day, right? Fast forward later, when I started my roofing company, I had already learned about credit. I learned about credit cards. So instead of saving up $50,000 to start my roofing company, I simply went to the bank and took out a $50,000 loan to start my roofing company. Think about it.
Wow.
If the average salary in America is $47,000, how long do you think, after bills, after everything is paid, food, how long do you think it would take realistically for someone to save $50,000 cash liquid?
Man, like I'm thinking 10 years because you gotta think people want
See?
wants, bro. The wants.
Yeah.
People buy things. I buy things.
Exactly. So it might take you 10 years to save up $50,000 to do that business that you dreamed of doing or that you wanted to start. I went and got access to it in 10 minutes. Success loves speed, money loves speed. So I understand the credit game very early on, and I turned that $50,000 loan into $1 million roofing business. So I carried that on. When I got out of prison, I was like, man, what am I gonna do? Man, I know about credit. They took everything from me, all my money, all my cars, but the one thing they didn't take from me is my information. I said, I know about this credit thing, so I don't have any money. I'm starting my credit over from scratch. I've done it before, so let's go. And then that's when I found that credit and funding was my calling, my true calling, because I was so good at it that I've experienced it my entire life, ups and downs of it, and mastered it. So I was like, you know what? Instead of looking to leverage my credit this time to start another business, why don't I just turn this into a business? So that's when I started my credit repair agency and my funding business. What's one thing everybody in every business needs? Money. More than 72% of Americans have less than a 650 credit score.
Wow.
Wow.
Wait, what? No way.
More than 72% of Americans have less than a 650 credit score. So I said, wow, the market is huge. Profit margins are huge. Started my credit repair agency, started my funding business. Fast forward 18 months later, I've gotten access to over $1.2 million, bought my dream car. We're moving to Miami to our dream penthouse loft. There you go. So I don't even know where we started with this. I kind of went on a rant about credit, but I hope that answered the question that we had for them.
The biggest mistake.
The biggest mistake. Yeah. Biggest mistake with credit. The biggest mistake with credit?
Yeah, early on, because obviously early on you probably didn't know as much as you did now.
Yeah. The biggest mistake early on with credit is buying bullshit on credit instead of assets.
Okay.
Buying things on credit that wasn't gonna make me any money. So going out buying clothes, like going and buying sections at the club, spending $5,000, $10,000 on sections is not gonna do any fucking thing for me at all. That's what I learned early on. Those are some of the biggest mistakes early on, credit-wise, that I made. That I would have just took that back, and instead of using that credit to spend on those things, I would have used it to buy real estate. I would have used it to buy a car that I could brand and tax write off that's gonna make me more money. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably the biggest mistake I made. Buying the bullshit that didn't produce me any income.
Yeah.
And that's what most consumers do. They use their credit card, they go shop over here at the mall all day, every weekend. That's stupid shit. You wanna use credit for reward points, and you wanna use credit towards investments that's gonna give you a return on your investment so that you can pay that debt off and still profit. So that's what I would tell you my biggest mistake credit-wise was.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like I said earlier, I don't really. Oh man.
It never gets old, right?
No. I don't like the word mistakes because you could say that me having anger issues for 18 months and losing a relationship was a mistake, but that helped me grow. And sure, it wasn't good. So I guess on paper it's a mistake, but without it, I wouldn't be where I am, and I'm grateful for it.
Yeah. Mistakes are necessary though, because mistakes means you didn't know something. That's all that means. You had to learn. So mistakes are necessary. So when people make mistakes, it's simply because they didn't know something. So you need to identify what you didn't know and fix that mistake. That's all it is. That's all a mistake is. So they're necessary for growth.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Experience is expensive.
Ooh, could you elaborate on that one a little bit? I don't think I...
Yeah, experience is expensive. You're either gonna pay with your time or your wallet. Which one can you get back?
Your wallet.
Exactly. You can always get more money. You can't get back time. So what people go through with their life, instead of paying for mentorship to learn something that's gonna make them more money and elevate their life, they would rather go try to learn it themselves, which is gonna take a long time, try to binge watch, try to find some YouTube videos, try to chat GPT, and it's gonna take years for them to make all of these mistakes that cost so much money And so much time wasted to learn this when you could have simply paid someone who already made those mistakes to literally fast track your way to where you want to be. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I made a lot of mistakes in my life, and I got tired of making those mistakes. I said, fuck that. Somebody had to have went through this just like I did. Let me find that person. Let me pay them to fucking teach me what to avoid and what mistake not to make so that I save time and money. But most people are not willing to pay with money to save time, shave years off their life, and get the life that they actually desire and want. I was. I still to this day pay for mentorship. Still to this day. We never stop learning. I will forever pay for mentorship. There will always be someone that knows more than me. There will always be someone that makes more money than me. I'm gonna pay that person to teach me. Quick. No problem. Let's go.
I mean, that's what I said. I always, every now and again, I make a video about that learning doesn't stop after high school.
No.
Like there's so much free. You got YouTube, man.
Yeah.
There's so much on YouTube. Yeah. I can go on YouTube and figure out how do I cook a chicken in a crock pot right now.
No, for sure.
And it's free.
Resourcefulness.
Yes.
Lazy, lack of resourcefulness. Those are the two things. Two things. Don't be lazy and learn how to be resourceful. You'll never be broke. You'll never have to worry about money. It'll always be there. For sure.
It almost makes, I mean, obviously I can't change other people, but it makes me mad that so many other people don't do this. I mean, I'm sure we all do, but I have this friend group that I've been on this growth journey for about 2 years, and obviously every now and again they can see me, oh, I can't hang out because I'm doing this, or oh, I'm doing whatever. They see the growth and they don't question it. They're not curious. They're okay with where they're at. And, you know, I guess, like, I don't know what
you
this
want me to
is,
tell you
but,
what
like,
it is?
What? Tell me.
I know exactly what it is. I know exactly where you're going with it. And this happens to everyone, especially everyone that's successful. So you ever heard that term that people want to see you do good but not better than them?
Yes.
That's false.
I can say that.
That's
wait,
false.
Wait, what? What you mean?
It's false.
No way.
So that's the normal saying, right? It's not that. It's not that people don't want to see you doing better than them. It's that you doing better than them highlights their failures in life, and it's humiliating. What's the one thing that gets to any man, any woman? Humiliation. No one wants to be humiliated. So they remembered you when you were right here with them on the same level. The moment you started to elevate and grow, it's going to highlight what they're not doing in life. And that's embarrassing. It's humiliating. And they hate you and they despise you for that. And that's why people back from your hometown that you grew up with hate you. That's why. It's not that you're doing better than them. It's just you're highlighting and humiliating what they're not doing and what they could have did because they're lazy.
You hit the nail on the head because, like, specifically, I had to stop smoking weed because that's what my friend group did. And, you know, obviously, I could still hang out with them and not smoke weed. But obviously, every time I go with them, it's like, oh, Joey, just one hit. You know, it's been so long. Like, you know, one hit's not going to hurt. And you're right. They're probably saying that because it's humiliating. Or that they see the flaws. I never thought of it that way because I'm not dumb, but that's
crazy,
huge.
right?
Yeah,
that's all it is, man. And you gotta understand, friends and family are not gonna make you rich. Friends and family are not gonna help you reach your dream goals. Strangers are. We were always taught the wrong shit. Stranger danger. Don't talk to strangers.
I mean, to a certain extent.
Don't talk to strangers. Stranger danger. Yeah. Strangers got your money. Strangers got the dream life that you want. Strangers have the dream car that you're gonna go buy. Strangers. I'm a stranger. You walked up to a stranger that day at Nashville, at Lamborghini Nashville. I was a stranger. You walked up to me.
Yeah.
Think about the information that you've gotten since then, just from me, from a stranger. Strangers have the information, not your family and friends. And you got to understand too, especially when it comes to parents.
Oh man.
A lot of times parents want what's best for you, but they don't know what's best for you. You understand that?
Dude, I don't want to interrupt, but somebody who, for lack of a better term, is like gang affiliated and they make money by stealing. They think that's the best because like that's all I know.
Yep.
A parent who tells their kid to go to college, they truly think that's the best, and so they're gonna. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's all they know.
That's all they know.
You have to understand. I don't give a shit if it's my dad, my mom, my uncle, my sister, my brother. I don't give a shit who it is. If they do not have the life that I desire, I don't listen to them. I only listen to people that I would trade lives or bank accounts with. If you don't have those two things, I don't listen to you, respectfully. I just can't take advice from you. If you have the life that I desire and I would trade bank accounts with you, I'm going to listen to you. That's the mistake people make. They listen to family and friends who don't have shit. And they don't have the life that they actually want. And that's why they say stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate that compliment, that like subtle compliment, because I have the time. I mean, I think all the time, where am I going to be in a year? Because Chase, I just turned 20. Yeah. I don't know how long I keep saying just
you're
for,
young, bro.
Because it was in January, but I keep saying I just turned 20.
Yep.
And I've been, there's people younger than me doing better than me. There's people older than me doing better than me. But where am I going to be a few months from now? Almost gives me chills.
Who's your hero?
Oh, wow. I've never been asked that before. Who's yours? And then I'll think about mine.
Myself in 5 years.
Wow. Oh, I think Matthew McConaughey said something like that. It's like he's trying to, yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
That's who your hero should be. Does that make sense?
Is the sky blue? Is the sky blue?
Is a pig's pussy pork?
I'm sorry?
Is a pig's pussy pork? It's pork.
Yeah, I guess so, man. Well,
that's a southern term we use back down south. Never heard that before, have you?
Are you from here or like what?
I'm from Alabama.
Okay. Because I was born in Ohio, but I've lived in Tennessee basically like, I don't know, 18 years. So I just say I'm from here.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I don't have the accent though, which I think is a bonus.
It's definitely a bonus. People who sound like they're from the South, they get labeled a little slower, a little less intelligent.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess on paper that's kind of.
Yeah. I mean,
and no disrespect to Southern people.
It's not, but it's true. Like when I moved to Pennsylvania, I still had like my Southern slang, and I talked real slow. I dragged my words. I was like holding long conversations, and I realized it was affecting my sales because people were checking out. People up north are like, they're sharks up north. Like they want to do business now. Like what are you doing? I don't want to talk about the weather from yesterday. I don't want to talk about football. What are we doing? So I had to learn to adapt. Adaptability. You know what I mean? So I had to learn how to adapt if I wanted to continue to grow and be better. So 100%, like the Southern slang, Southern accents, it gets labeled like less intelligent for sure because it sounds less intelligent.
Okay, that makes sense.
And a lot of times it is less intelligent.
Yeah.
Just being honest.
Hey, your words, not mine.
I mean, bro, I tell people all the time, I'm not smart at all. I'm just resourceful. I'm not a smart guy. I'm a normal guy from Sheffield, Alabama, who is dumb as a bag of rocks. I just had enough fucking courage and resourcefulness to fucking figure it out. That's it.
Wow. So you just hit on you're in sales, right?
Mm.
What is I don't know if I asked you this, but I don't like the biggest questions, but what is the single biggest piece of sales advice that you use that's applicable to you every day?
Biggest sales advice?
Yeah.
Always ask for the order. Ask for the money. It's the most important thing. Most salesmen will go through a 1 hour, 30-minute pitch and it'd be flawless talking about the product. It was amazing. And you didn't ask for the sale.
Oh.
You didn't ask for the business. Every single salesman makes that mistake, most. Especially amateurs.
Oh, yeah.
They make that mistake, not asking for the order. Ask for the sale. You went through this entire pitch, you have the customer sold, and you didn't close them because you didn't ask for the money. That's the most important thing, asking for the money.
I read a book with Zig Ziglar. I don't know which one.
I love Zig.
Yeah. Somewhere in some book it talked about there's a salesman who has low self-esteem and he doesn't ask for the sale. He'll like move around it, go around it, whatever. I don't know where I was going with that. I was just saying that. It was a statement.
Yeah.
Not a...
Yeah.
What's the thing? A statement, not a question. But that's crazy to me that you can be in sales and not be confident enough to close that's your job. That's your job.
It typically stems from being scared of an objection and overcoming it. If you positioned yourself right in the sale, you would only get the objection shrunken down to only money, because that's always what the objection is.
Oh, it's like no matter if it's talk to the wife, no matter if it's give me some time, it's always money.
I love that one. That's one of my favorite ones.
That's one of your favorites?
Oh yeah, I love it because that's my easiest close.
Okay, so I gotta talk to my wife, Chase. What did we?
Hey, no problem, man. Listen, I talk to my wife about everything before I do anything. I'm sure your wife knew that I was coming by later on today. I knew you guys were probably looking for this roof, probably been shopping around for a couple months. So she knows people have been in and out of the house, giving quotes and things like that. Let me ask you, what if your wife says no?
Oh, I guess we can't do business.
Gotcha. No, totally understand. If my wife said no, I wouldn't do business either. Let me ask you, if she says no, would she be saying no to the price or the product?
The price.
That's his objection, not hers. She's not there.
Oh, the product. Okay.
No. I'm telling you. Because that's fluff. When they say I need to talk to my wife, that's fake. That's fluff. So then I just narrowed you down. You just told me, oh, it's going to be the money. That's his objection. She's not there to say it's the money.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have to overcome that objection, money part, because that's really his objection. Okay, gotcha. All right, so let me ask you. She would say no to the money. Is it the overall price? Is it the value, or is it the monthly payment?
Oh, I can do a monthly payment. It's just all in one go.
All at one go.
Yeah,
all right. So let me ask you, how much was your wife hoping to pay for something like this?
I don't know what the range is. Like I don't know what like.
Yeah, but just but you see how I'm narrowing you down?
Yeah.
Because now I'm about to spin it and close you because that's your objection. So keep going. Just give me a number.
$5,000.
$5,000? Gotcha. So we're at 10,000 right now. So we're about 5,000 off right now. So you think if we were to get closer, and I'm not gonna make any promises. I'm gonna pull some strings and see if I can't pull some discounts from you. Are you AAA, USAA member, anything like that? I'm gonna see if I can knock some money off this. I'm not gonna make any promises. But if I'm able to get close to that $5,000, do you think your wife would be willing to do business with me today?
I have to talk to her still, but more than likely she'll be comfortable with that.
More than likely? Great, so here's what we're gonna do. Let me work some numbers, let me see what I can do. And if I'm able to get this down close to $5,000, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna write up a contract for you. We're gonna go ahead and get everything in place. So as soon as your wife gets home to confirm everything, all I'll need is a signature. What form of payment would you like to use? Would it be cash or credit today?
Oh, credit.
Bam, so that's a close, I just closed you. And I just closed you off your objection, not the wife's.
I didn't even talk to the wife.
Exactly.
Yeah, she wasn't even there.
He has no fucking idea what she's gonna say.
She has no idea.
There's no fucking idea. So that's my favorite close. I always close those 100%. I'm 1,000 for 1,000 on I need to talk to my spouse. That's fucking easy. I've mastered that shit. But it's because of repetition.
Exactly. Me talking to you at Kerr meets and everything.
No, for sure.
We said it here last time. I can't. Well, I can, but it's crazy that every single principle of repetitions, of doing hard things, of being uncomfortable, they all link. They all go back to one another.
100%.
Isn't that what Think and Grow Rich is all about?
Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love it.
Yeah. It came out in like the, 1910 or something? Some crazy year, man.
Yeah, and we were talking about compounding earlier. I actually got that from the book Compound Effect by Darren Hardy.
I've heard of that one before.
Yep.
What's the biggest gem you got out of that book?
Biggest gem? The biggest gem on compounding, he gave an example of if someone eats a cheeseburger today, they're not going to die from a heart attack or diabetes tomorrow. But if they eat a cheeseburger from McDonald's every single day for the next 30 years, they're going to have a heart attack. So every single thing in your life is going to compound. If you go to the gym and work out tomorrow, you're not going to have a six-pack the day after. But if you do it every single day for a long enough period of time, you're going to be in the best shape of your life. So every single thing in our life is compounded, and every single thing in our life is and you want to be intentional about every single thing you're compounding in your life. Be intentional about it.
The podcast.
Because everything compounds, no matter what. If you do nothing, nothing is going to compound. It's going to compound. And you're going to look 10, 20 years, you're going to look back at your life and say, fuck, I've just gotten old. What the fuck? I don't have anything. It's because nothing compounded. Versus doing something compounds as well. That's when you look back to your life and like, damn, remember when I was fucking broke as fuck living in Sheffield, Alabama? Now look at me driving in my dream car, Lambo. Because I fucking did something every single day. That's it, compounding.
Chase, I'm asking you this because it's something that I struggle with of like, say you're at this level and you have this Lamborghini and it's nice, but then, oh, in a month you get bored of it. Let me get the next supercar. Or I think I have a cologne addiction, Chase. You know, I have 7 bottles, but oh, I want one more winter. Oh, I want one more of this. Oh, there's one more of this. Oh, this one would be great.
Yo!
Oh, you know him?
Yeah.
But yeah, like that discipline with money is a huge thing for me to master now. And it goes back to, you can tell me whatever you want, but until I take action on your advice, it's probably not going to work. But with that being said, what would you tell me?
I would tell you don't focus on being disciplined with money. I would tell you to focus all your energy into just making more money, not saving money. You can't save your way to wealth. So
No.
if cologne is your thing, that's what you like, figure out a way to make more money to buy more cologne.
Oh, so just don't even worry that it's a...
No, if that's
Okay.
what makes you go. If you enjoy that, if you get excited about that. People fuck up and they kill their own dreams because what they really want, that person, man, I really want that car, but my parents, my friends are telling me I can't really afford that right now. Man, I really want that fucking car. The longer you go without that car, the less interested you're gonna be to make more money and to get that car. Versus if you just pull that trigger, can I be extremely transparent with you?
Yeah.
Every single thing I've ever bought, every single thing I've ever done in my life was before I could afford it. I afforded it after I did it because it pushed me and gave me that spark to continue to drive to make more.
What was that quote? Pressure is
Privilege.
privilege.
When I bought my Hellcat in 2020, I could not afford it. Could not afford it. It forced me to level up and to grow and to make more money. When I bought this Lambo last summer, I could not afford this Lambo. Brother, I was only making $10,000 a month. Are you hearing me? Any financial advisor would have told me, bro, you're a fucking idiot. You're gonna buy a $300,000 car and you're only making 10 grand a month? You fucking right. Because that's what the fuck I want. That's what I get excited about. And that's what's gonna drive me and push me to make more money. And guess what? Ever since I bought this car, I haven't had a month where I've made less than 100 grand. You understand how
a
this
month?
works? A month.
Oh, okay, my bad. My bad, bro.
Yeah.
You're kind of out of my tax bracket.
So you understand how this works?
No, yeah, because...
That's how this works. So whatever it is that drives you, don't listen to everybody else. Fuck everyone else. They are not you. Y'all don't have the same dreams. If you want to go buy that car, if that's what you really want, and that's going to make you happy and satisfied, go buy that fucking car. Why are you listening to Joe Blow over here that drives a fucking Toyota Corolla who's fucking saving until he's going to die and never lived his fucking life? Why would you listen to him? Why would you listen to fucking Warren Buffett, who's had the same house, the same car, lived in the same place? He's fucking 80 years old, worth billions of dollars, and has not lived life. That doesn't look appealing to me. I'm sorry. I don't care if you're worth billions of dollars. I don't want that life. That ain't for me. I'm not going to just save up and invest my money all in one house to live in for the next 50, 60 years in this small, tiny house. I'm not going to wear the same blue jeans and t-shirt and eat McDonald's and save on a budget every single day. That is not the life that is appealing to me. That's why you have to do what is appealing to you and believe in your fucking self. Don't listen to all these fucking naysayers trying to tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you to live your fucking life. Whatever you want to do it and figure out a way to make more money to live that life. Just make more money. Sales cures all.
I talked to some guy named Vincent at these interviews that I do, and he told me 2 things. He told me that no matter how hard I do dishes, I'm capped at my hourly. But if I do sales, then you're unlimited. And then another piece of advice that he gave me that I don't use, but it was insane. People always talk about be the 1% or work the top 1%. But what about the top 0.01%? And he told me say there's a stadium of 10,000 people, Chase.
Mm-hmm.
Of those 10,000 people, did you work the hardest? And if you didn't, then you got to work harder to be that top 0. I don't know if it's 0.01 or whatever. But that piece of advice has stuck.
Yeah.
That was like, oh.
Exactly. Exactly, brother. So just be self-aware. We talked about that earlier.
Yep.
Understand what drives you, what makes you tick. My wife and I, we love sporting events. We pay $10,000 a ticket to go sit courtside to talk to Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? We go do shit like that because that moves us, that motivates us. That's what we love to do. We don't worry about how much it costs us. We just go make more money.
You just make more money.
We just go make more money. Because us doing those things we love to do, we're in a state of mind to where we're enjoying that and we're motivated to keep doing that. We're motivated to keep getting that. Right? I bought my dream car. Now I want to level up to a Revelto or a Bugatti. You know what I mean? So that gives me the spark to continue to make more money. And in order to make more money, I have to become more. I have to become more. I've never made $1 million in a month. That's what I want to make. So in order to make $1 million a month, I have to become valuable enough and I have to learn enough and apply the resources and tools that allows me to make $1 million a month. That's
Amen.
how you do that.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean, because I'm not, Chase, if I were to spawn inside of your business, if I were to be Chaser right now, the business would crumble because I'm not somebody who knows how to make however much a month. I'm making what I'm making a month because I'm that kind of person. So if you want to make $1 million a month, how would somebody who makes $1 million a month, how would they perform? Would they do this? Would they not do that? But then you have to actually apply. All that goes back down to all the advice, but you have to actually apply the advice. Mm-hmm. So how would you do X if you were $1 million a month person? Mm-hmm. I believe it was Terry. Was that one actor? I don't know.
Terry Crews?
Terry Crews, yeah. I don't know his exact story, but he had this dream to move to LA to do movies. Mm-hmm. But before that, he was mopping floors in somewhere in LA. And he would always remind himself, Chase, how would I mop this floor if I got paid $1 million to do it?
I like that.
And that's integrity. That's absolutely... Chase, I heard that during the podcast when I would do dishes, and I heard that. Oh, how would I do these dishes if I got paid $1 million to do them? Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, that little piece of egg that I saw on the plate, I'm going to put it back in the machine, that little integrity, oh, that piece of... whatever.
How you do one thing is how you do everything.
Yeah.
How you do one thing is how you do everything. You're going to be lazy at the job, if you're going to be lazy on information, you're going to be lazy answering the phone, you're going to be lazy closing. How you do one thing is how you do everything. It's the compound effect, it's the ripple effect. It's going to carry on throughout your life.
The compound effect, yeah.
If you cheat yourself at the gym, if you cheat yourself that set, that rep, you're going to cheat yourself the rest of the day.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Man, oh my, I heard this thing where people training for a boxing match or MMA, whatever it is, if there's one time, Chase, where you do 29 minutes of cardio instead of 30, and that's the only time you mess up, and you're in that fight, in the back of your mind, you know, oh, I didn't do that 1 minute of cardio, and you're going to lose that fight. And that's insane to me.
I'm going to give you a book to read that's going to touch on everything you're saying right now. And your listeners, read this book. It's going to change your life forever. It's by Ed Mylett, and it says The Power of One More.
The Power of One More?
The Power of One More. He says, every single time I go speak to a stranger, I make sure to speak to one more. When I go to the gym and I finish my set, I make sure to do one more set. Every single thing I do in my life, I do one more, and that compounds. The power of one more.
I can attest to that. There have been times where I've been doing the treadmill or the Stairmaster, and I'm at 27 minutes. Chase, I'm in my mind, there's no way I'm making it to 30 minutes. I can't do it. Somehow I make it to 30 minutes. Oh, yep. I could do 30 minutes in 10 seconds.
Yep.
Oh, I could do 30 minutes in 20. Then next thing you know, we're at 32 minutes,
there
Chase.
You go. Exactly. It compounds in life, brother.
Yeah.
For sure. So how would we want to leave the people? I know this has been a long one. I hope they gained value. I hope you got some value from this. So what do we want to leave the people with?
So, two things. One, is there anything else that you want to say that you want to get to say that you haven't?
Said a lot, man. I would literally just say, man, first and foremost, fix your credit. That's gonna change your life. That's gonna change your life. I'm just speaking from experience. Everything is better with good credit. I promise you, the food is better with good credit. You get better interest rates. You drive better cars. You live in better places. Everything's better with good credit. I promise you. So fix your credit first, because when you fix your credit, that's gonna open doors for you that were closed to you before.
I like that.
Yep.
Chase? One microphone?
One microphone?
One microphone?
Okay.
8 billion people? What are we saying?
One day your life is gonna flash before you. Just make sure it was worth watching.
Wow.
How about that one?
Wow. How about that one?
How about that one, brother?
Incredible talk,
It was
man.
a pleasure, brother. It was a
Thank
pleasure,
you,
man. I can't wait to continue to watch you on your growth, and I'm full support of you, brother. Love what you're doing. Keep doing it. Keep going.
Thank you, Chase. This is the first Wheels and Wisdom. That's what it is. The first Wheels and Wisdom. Chase got to be a part of it. I'm so grateful. Chase gonna go to Miami soon.
Yeah. But just because I'm going to Miami doesn't mean I'm leaving you, and it doesn't mean I'm leaving y'all. All you have to do is follow me on Instagram, Chasing Perfection, YouTube, Chasing Perfection, and as well as Facebook, just Chase Craig, my first and last name. And I'll promise you I'll give you as much information and free game as possible. So tune in, take in, soak in all the information, and apply it to your everyday life. And I promise you it'll change your life.
All right, that's a wrap.